thank you for coming. Well, hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. And it's been a bad week for Paul Burrell, the people's nutcase. He's been giving evidence at the Diana inquest, and it must have been like those Bush Tucker trials he did, all the coming out of his mouth. He claimed, have you been reading about this? He claimed to have a secret about the princess, which he insisted he would take with him to his publishers. He was sent home to get the secret, but he said he couldn't find it. Well, Paul, why didn't you look in your shed next to the Holy Grail and Merlin's hat that you have over there? He says she trusted him as her rock. Unfortunately, he turned out to be Northern Rock. Good night, everybody. Shall we start by looking at my green room, seeing who's on the show tonight? Why don't we? They're nervous in there. I know they're nervous. They're trembling like BA passengers at Beijing Airport. It's going to be fine. My first guest is a leviathan of the natural world. It is the mighty Sir David Attenborough, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Sir David. How lovely to see you again. You know, I think I'm safe in saying there isn't a species of animal on Earth that Sir David hasn't filmed having sex. He's the world's most respected voyeur. In fact, there were a pair of Patagonian long-tailed monitor lizards with a restraining order out against him. I don't know if you know that. How lovely to see you again. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sir David Attenborough, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here in just a minute. My next guests are the Wolfords Wild Mitchell Minxes, Roxy and Ronnie. It's Samantha, Janus and Rita Simons. Hello, ladies. Beautiful glamour. Now, if you're watching EastEnders, and I'm sure you are, they're a great addition to the square. You're right to look horrified. Thank you very much for coming. That's Rita and Samantha, ladies and gentlemen. They're on the programme this evening. Thank you. You look gorgeous. Our next guest is a rock aristocrat, Lord of the Drums, Baron of the Bongos, the Prince of the Paradiddle, the Pope of Percussion, the Rector of Rhythm, the Secretary General of Cymbals, the High Priest of Hi-Hat. The always fab Sir, not yet, but come on, Your Majesty, Ringo Starr! It's Ringo! Hey, Ringo, how you doing? It's great to see you. The Pope of the Paradiddle. Now, Ringo is truly one of the giants of modern culture, probably still best known for his work with the Fab Four, Thomas, Henry, Gordon and the Fat Controller. It's so great to have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
thank you for joining us, Ringo. What a start to the year. And, as if that weren't enough, we have got some fabulous music for you from Hot Chip. Hello, Hot Chip. Hot Chip. Thank you for joining us. Hot Chip. I think you should tour, if you don't mind my suggestion, with Fish from Marillion. Get salt and pepper involved, the black eyed peas, then if we can get bread to reform, that is a supper worth going out for. Hot Chip, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. It's a great sound. It's kind of an electric thing. Now, that's the show. Before we get to that, let me just share something with you that I managed to find. Because, as you know, I'm a fan of all things Japanese. So I take great pleasure in bringing them in and showing them to people. And here's something I found online from a website I go to buy Japanese bits and pieces. These, my friends, are F-cup cookies. The only biscuits in the world that are guaranteed, yes, they guarantee them to increase your breast size. Bust enlarging biscuits. I think Simon Cowell's been eating his way through these, don't you? They should sell them over here, and we have the perfect slogan for them. Have a break, have a cat. I'm looking hard, I can't wait to try their hobnobs. Welcome, Sir David Attenborough. How great to have you back here. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you.
One question's occurred to me before we start chatting just casually here. Watching that clip, I thought, do you ever feel, when you're close to animals and you film that, and they're procreating, the joy of sexual union taking place, the necessity of sexual union, do you ever feel a little bit embarrassed?
I don't think I do. I sometimes feel inadequate.
Yeah.
Because it goes on a long time, you know.
How long do the tortoises keep it up for?
Hours.
Hours. Do you bring a book or Sudoku or something?
And they groan all the time.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I noticed, is that, and I think we could learn from them, because we've all, and I won't ask your opinion on this, but we've all pondered over what noise one should make during the act. We've all tried the, oh yeah, the, that's great, the, that's a surprise, but the tortoise settles for the simple, oh! Yeah.
All the time.
All the time?
And I tell you, one of the tricky things is to be in a one-man tent up there on the top of the volcano, surrounded by randy tortoises.
Is there the outside chance they might mistake your tent for a female? And
Well,
try
when
and...
you hear, "Oh," and it comes at you from the back of the tent, it gets over the guy ropes, the tent goes over, and it's not good, I tell you.
But I imagine you've got about 45 minutes to get away because they're not the fastest moving animals. Oh, I mean, you've got to want to be caught, haven't you, by a tortoise? How nice to see you back on TV. How great to see you back. There's a brand new series Sir David Attenborough has got. It's called Life in Cold Blood.
Yes.
And it starts, I think it's the 4th of February that it starts.
That's it.
Tell us about the topic this time, because I would have thought you'd covered just about everything already.
Well, we haven't covered amphibians and reptiles, see? And they are very important. They were on land before any other backboned animal were, the amphibians and reptiles, and they had the problem of living out of water, which was quite tricky, because raising your young, like tadpoles need water. So how, if you're going to move onto land, you're going to provide them with water? Well, you can't go back to the pond, that's true. But there's other frogs who've got the most extraordinary arrangements to do it. There's one who's got hip pockets. The male has hip pockets on either side. And when the eggs hatch, he produces a lather with his feet, and then the little tadpoles squirm up his side and go into his hip pocket.
Wow, so he carries them around?
And he carries them around. Then there's another one which actually eats its tadpoles. The males, they see these eggs hatch, and you see watching them, and then they go like that, and they take the tadpole into their mouth, and it goes round into the sac which they use for their voice throat, you know, speaking with their mouth full.
So they carry them around?
And they keep them there for many days while they develop into little frogs, and then they go, and the little frog hops up.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but that sounds disgusting. And although I'm delighted you found out these things, could you not show a bit of self-control and keep something back? But is that why you took so long getting to these animals? Because people are a little squeamish and the...
Well, I suppose it isn't everybody who says, whoopee, there's a terrific show about snakes, you know.
Yeah, there's
But
that...
actually, it will be a terrific show on snakes. And one of the great advantages that people haven't seen all that much about snakes. So there are a lot of new stories to be told about snakes.
Well, I don't know that much about many of the animals that I know are coming up in this series. I mean, and I'm a fan. I like reptiles. We have a snake at home.
Do you?
We have a royal python.
The royal python's particularly nice, isn't it? They call it a ball snake, where he winds himself into a
really
little ball.
Thing. And we had an iguana. Unfortunately, that died before Christmas, so we don't have that anymore. Yeah, Dave the iguana.
Was it any good with the mint sauce?
Well, we didn't need it. But it turned out Dave was a female.
Oh.
Because they're very hard to sex. They're very hard to work out what they are. It's just some sort of little hole, and it's just close to another little hole, and that's...
I'm glad you've got the technical jargon.
Why am I sitting next to Sir David Attenborough and telling him about... And another animal I've seen is a dog. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're great companions. I'm thinking of doing a show on them. So which of the reptiles or the amphibians you met that impressed you the most or left the biggest impression upon you?
Well, I'm particularly fond of chameleons. Chameleons are great things, you know. They're slow-moving, but they have these wonderful different costumes. They change colour, and you can, when you get to know them, or they get to know you, you can take them around the garden, if it's in relatively warm climate where you are, on your arm, and you can sort of point him at a fly. I hold it like that, and you go...
Wow, eat the fly.
And eats the fly by sticking his tongue out, as long as his body, that long.
Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you were looking for the smallest reptile. You didn't find it back then, but I believe for this series...
We found it this time.
Wow, incredible. And where did you find it?
In Madagascar, but we got one of the local people, one of the really good naturalists, who knew, you know, everything. And when we find them, I mean, they really are a knockout.
Well, we have a picture there. Look at the size of that.
Yeah, well, there he is, you see? Not as big as my fingernail.
And is that a fully grown one? Or is
Yes, that's a fully grown little male... stump-tailed pygmy chameleon.
I can sense your excitement. Obviously, you still engage with this subject in a way. It's still important to you and you still enjoy it. But I can sense your excitement that you went back and you found something you hadn't seen before.
Well, this is a fabuloso creature. Look, the size of your fingernail, and yet inside that, it's got a pair of eyes, it's got lungs, it's got a kidney, it's got a gut, it's got little hands, it's got a spine, it's got a brain. That size of a blue bottle.
So lizards, little tiny, they have, you think, do they have it?
Yes,
They don't have emotion, do they?
They have, I'm sure, some complicated courtship behaviours which I don't know about.
Well, this is what I love when I watch your shows. This is what because these days I think we all feel we're aware of animals. We've seen photographs, we've seen footage of them, but finding out about their rituals, finding out about their behavioural tics and differences. And I mean, I'm fascinated by the Panamanian golden frog. Is that one there?
Yeah, that's
much nearer the camera than you, because it looks about the same size as you, but it's... how big would it be?
It'll be about half an inch.
Half an inch, tiny. And they have an elaborate method of communication?
Well, they do, yeah. They have a sweet behaviour. I mean, the male, a lot of frogs call their females, the males, by croaking, as we all know.
What up?
They do it again.
What's up? What's up?
Brilliant.
Budweiser. We've seen that.
Are you okay?
I've studied. I'm not certain.
And but he lives. That little golden frog lives by a stream where there's a lot of noise. They're habitually by streams, so croaks aren't too good because of the noise of the sound. So they have, as in addition to croaking, they have a fabulous little signal. The male goes, "Hi, baby." The last bit's a bit of an exaggeration, but he does that.
You know, I'm not a frog, but I found that nearly irresistible. It was the wink he gave me at the end. So they actually they signal with their hand, with their flipper or hand, what do you call that, paw?
Hand, I don't know. Well, a front leg. Anyway, they do that.
Does the lady wave back, or...?
Well, yeah, she does, to be honest, she just sits there. It's
lazy cow.
Yeah. It's the other males who say, when they see that, they will sort of decide that they will actually, if they'll get out of the way and leave.
Let him have access.
If I go back and they say, "You want to make something of it?"
So
then there can be a row.
Can I ask you a question which might sound silly, but whenever I watch you near a big animal, I always wonder this. Do you ever want to ride one of them? Do you ever, when you see them, do you ever think, no one's looking now, I could hop on its back and for just 100 feet, like a hippo or like one of the bigger lizards?
You won't believe this. Never occurred to me.
But why? What's wrong with you, man?
Because why do you want to hop onto animals for?
Look, I tried riding my pigs the other day because they look like they could take the weight. You see something that might be able to bear your weight, obviously you're going to want to try it, aren't you? Like one of those tortoises. You telling me you didn't go for a little ride on the big tortoise? Why not? I can't believe that.
I'm just unadventurous.
Yeah, I'll make a saddle for you, and next time you go out, OK, get some footage. It'll be a whole new world for you.
Could be.
Obviously, your love of animal is something which, you know, we don't question. I know that you've become more and more concerned, as everyone has, with climate change. And it wasn't something which seemed to bother you quite so much when it was first talked about as it does now.
Well, when it was first talked about, we couldn't be sure. In order to be sure about climate change, you've really got to observe it over a whole period of years so you can see which way the graph is going, as it were. So, though you may have had suspicions 20 years ago or 15 years ago, we didn't have the proof. And if you're on television, you don't want to go around spreading doom and gloom as rumours.
Unnecessarily.
You want to be sure. Yeah. And I didn't say anything about climate change until I was totally convinced, A, that it was happening, and B, that human beings are contributing to it.
And you are now convinced?
No doubt about it, yeah.
You've studied just about every animal, haven't you, I think? No?
Well, no.
Which are the animals that you're least familiar with?
I tell you something more or less embarrassing. I'm a rotten bird watcher.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an absolutely rotten bird watcher. And they said, that's why we want you to do it. So I'm not as bad as I was.
And did you enjoy that? Did you
oh, yeah.
appreciate
I mean,
birds
I
more
adore birds. But I mean, I have friends, and maybe you have, that you're sitting here having a normal conversation and something goes, tweet, and there's a flash. And they say, by golly, it's extraordinary to see the female of the northern form at this time of the year.
I find those kind of people the most irritating and annoying.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I think half the time they're lying.
Can't tell, can you?
But why would that be? So they can pass that down in their genes, do you think?
It's just that females like good singers.
That's remarkable. I would pay to see, never mind an impersonator, I'd pay to see someone.
Oh, the lyrebird is just the greatest.
Where do you find the lyrebird?
Australia.
Were you tempted? You must have been a bit tempted to slip one in your bag and bring it home.
They're quite big birds.
No, you get a big bag, you know, one with wheels.
I never thought of that.
Were you ever tempted? I know that's wrong to do these days. In the old days, I believe you did. You brought back various things as pets, didn't you?
50 years ago, 60 years ago, I was actually collecting animals. for the London Zoo. So I had all those things in my home.
Which was the biggest animal you brought back ever?
We brought back a bear, but it was a cub.
How do you get a bear onto a plane?
Well, a cub, a bear cub.
And then how, what, in a box, or you had it with you on the flight?
No, I had it in a little hold-all, actually, and fed it on milk.
Oh, a little bear in a bag. Little Paddington.
Yeah.
Do you ever miss, let me ask you a question then, this once again might sound silly. Do you miss specific animals that you've met over the years? I don't mean the species, I mean like, you know, when we see footage of you with the gorillas or orangutans, do you miss the characters of certain individual animals?
Oh, yeah. I had, there was a woolly monkey, which I didn't actually catch, but I was asked to look after by the zoo. And William, his name was. And William, he and I had a great relationship, actually. And he was we had a big run in the garden. He would undo the lock. He got very clever. He used to go out and sit in the laburnum trees and go, ha, ha, ha. See, and the solution was for me to get my little daughter, who was then about 8 or 10 or something, and put her on my knee and say, "Oh, Susie, darling," you see. And William would think, "Oh," and come down here and nestle in between.
Because he'd get jealous, or he wanted some of the love.
Yes, he would. He was jealous. And there was a real relationship, actually. And when he eventually got so big he had to go back to the zoo, which is where he'd come on in the first place, I used to go in and he would spot me right from the other side of the monkey house and come over and go,
How lovely. You're not, I hope, considering giving this up, because I've heard rumours and people have been saying that you're thinking about retirement.
People keep telling me this. I mean, well, you know, I don't suppose I should start another 5-year series. But I will be doing other programmes. I'm working on another one now. The new series comes out, that's all finished, but then there's another one coming.
Which is the next subject? Can you tell us?
About evolution.
Ah, the big one. OK, well, I shall look forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm keen as much. I can't wait to see your new series, because I'm already a fan of reptiles and amphibians, but I'm sure other people hopefully will overcome their initial screaminess, because when you touch a snake, it's not what you expect at all, is it?
No, it's beautiful.
It's a lovely thing. How lovely to have you here. Long may you continue to make such fabulous shows for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir David Attenborough.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, as always. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm afraid you're off now. Go and relax. Sir David Attenborough, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what with all the rain we've been having, a hat is an essential item in a gentleman's wardrobe. They've kind of been out of fashion. I think they're coming back. I applaud that. And I thought I'd treat myself, so I've been perusing the catalogue of Lock & Co., who are hatters to the gentry. And amongst the usual old-style hats, you can get here bowlers and trilbies and top hats as well. What do you think they had under the title, with sort of a whole page called Occasional Headwear? OK, you think maybe something like a baseball cap or something modern like that. No, they had this. Look at this. They had those. Occasional headwear, yeah, occasional. As long as you occasionally are in the cockpit of a tiger moth, or perhaps occasionally driving Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Ridiculous, eh? So obviously I bought one. I tell you, you're laughing, but you'll all want one afterwards. Look at that, eh? Now, don't I look dashing and handsome? Who said Dick Dastardly? Who said Dick? I love mine. What's that? I've grown an extra breast. I love mine, but the dogs at home, they're not quite so keen on theirs. So there's Mr. Pickle with his that I bought him. Well, because he's in the car with me, he needs one too. Shall we get my next guest out? Please welcome Roxy and Ronnie, Samantha, Janus and Rita Simons. Rita.
Hello.
You're working the room there already. Come on in. Well, they're lovely, aren't they?
They are.
OK, how lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. People haven't been tuning into EastEnders recently. How would you describe the girls? So they're sisters, of course, but what are their different personalities?
Well, our characters have come along quite a lot, haven't they? In that when we first started, we thought we were a pair of slags. And Ronnie is very... she's armoured the whole time. A lot of stuff has gone on with both of us.
She's tougher.
She keeps it under wraps. Roxy, whatever insecurities she's got, she has a shag.
Wow. Let's talk more about Roxy.
If she's upset, she has a shag.
I was so worried coming on this show with her, because I knew.
Are there ladies like that who deal with emotional problems in such a, let's face it, giving and wonderful way?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. know.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never met one.
I get to be one 5 days a week anyway. So.
Yeah, now that must be fun. I would have thought one of the most appealing things about being a performer, being an actor, is going on and trying on different characters for size, I guess. But do you have any say about how they do, how your characters behave, what they do, and where they go with them, where the storylines head?
It's an interesting... It's a totally different job to anything I've done before, and you absolutely get... It's like a work in progress, so they have an initial idea of how they want you to be when you join, and initially I think they just wanted a kind of wow factor. They wanted 2 vivacious characters to come in.
Well, 2 good-looking people, because let's face it, basically, it's a street full of mingers, isn't it? I mean, you know, and it has been for years, and that's fine. That's real life, unfortunately.
Who do you think?
What do you mean, who do I think?
Yeah, we want names.
You know, I think.
Right,
both
names.
the Mitchell brothers look like... From behind, they look like 2 elephants' testicles walking away from you. There you go, look, from the front as well, in fact. But you 2 are meant to be their kind of half-sisters or cousins, aren't you?
Cousins. Their dad... Oh, God, you tell it.
Their dad is our dad's brother, so Archie is our father, who was the long-lost kind of rogue brother.
Yes, he was a bit of a villain.
But it's quite a stretch believing that you 2 could come from the same gene pool as those 2. If you look more like this, I would understand it, but you don't.
I've seen that.
That's quite alarming, isn't it?
We always say both of us have quite a manly,
masculine
you
faces, and yeah,
don't.
we do. I've got a face like a slab of concrete, and she's like a triangle.
Watch
like
No, you
Shall
don't.
I say it? Dairy cheese.
Let me ask you about, did you 2 know each other before you started working together, or was it just through EastEnders that you met? And were they worried about your relationship? Did you get together and try and become friends?
They were going to invest a lot of money into promoting the characters. They did, I don't know if you saw the billboard thing, and so they wanted to get the chemistry right. It was a strange auditioning process, wasn't it?
It was hideous.
The girls were kind of ludicrous, some of them.
They
weren't
were
they?
girls
Kind
like
of back-combing hair.
Really? So you mean just trying a bit too hard?
Well, it was all about aesthetics. They were all kind of, none of them were doing the work.
Because the brief had said she was glamorous.
A sex pot.
Yeah.
And as I walked in, so there's all these girls kind of befronting their hair, and Rita was in the corner, kind of like body armour up like this, furrowed brow, with her head buried in a script, and she looked up and I smiled. I think you kind of went... and I thought, I really like this girl. And then we went in and we read, and there really was chemistry.
Yeah.
I felt an instant kinship with her, and we
We were the only 2 dressed slightly down, weren't we?
just had to kind of...
You had been gardening.
Don't talk.
Hey, let me ask you what it's like working. I've been down to the EastEnders set.
Have you?
And years ago we did something for Comic Relief, and it was
changed.
bloody freezing.
Oh.
It seems
There's
to be one of the
some kind
coldest places.
microclimate on the square. It's really bizarre.
see.
You'll leave bed and you'll get out of the house and it's fine. The minute you hit the square, it's absolutely
It's
freezing.
kind of bleak as well, isn't
Pissing
it?
down with rain.
It's not a nice place to be,
it's not.
really, is it?
No.
Not in
And do
January.
you have nice spaces when you're there? Do you have trailers or nice dressing rooms?
We have dressing rooms, and when we first got there, I said I'm not doing anything to mine because if I do anything to it, I'll get fired.
I've painted.
Painted,
Yeah, but see,
rugs.
you're more traditional home builder. I bet you're growing organic tomatoes out the front or something, and you've probably got
trellis
Amy
in the
Winehouse blaring out. And,
It
yeah.
smells of cigarette smoke. It's
I
absolutely...
don't smoke in there.
Oh, sorry.
It's incense.
No one smokes at the BBC anymore. What are the other actors like? I'm sure they were welcoming when you first joined. It's a long-running institution, but what were they like as people to perform against, and who are your favourites? If you can say who are the ones you don't enjoy so much, what's the whole setup
Yeah,
like?
who I really hate is...
Yeah, I tell you, it was a complete no. Well, to be fair, we came straight into the Mitchell family, which was lovely for us, and I said...
Well, you got Babs there, of course.
We have, and at first we were excited, weren't we? We were working with Steve and Barbara, and then as the day dawned upon us that we were actually starting, it turned into yourself. We're working with Steve and Barbara, and then we went on set, and they were absolutely... Thank God they're our family on it, and Barbara especially is like a mum to us on set.
Well, she's a tremendous... She's a lovely person, but she is a very talented actress as well. I mean,
Yeah,
she
she
really knows
is.
what she's doing, and that must be nice to have someone guiding you there and helping you there, if you need that.
You have a mentor. You get given a mentor when you come in. You know, someone to show you the ropes and stuff like that.
So who
which
did you
really
get?
helps.
Who did
I got
you get?
Barbara. Who did you
I had
get?
Laurie Brett, who
Laurie,
plays Jane
Jane.
Bill.
Oh, that's nice,
yeah,
that's nice.
who was lovely.
Okay.
Ian brought me eggs.
I don't
Presented
know
me,
about
he
this.
presented me with a carton of eggs.
Why?
A carton of eggs. Hold on a second. Isn't that generosity itself, ladies
But
and
can I
gentlemen?
say something? He asked for the carton back. Not the eggs.
He's the longest surviving cast member, I
Tell you
believe.
what, he's been there forever. And if you look...
Hold on. If you notice there, he has a concave back, and the man above has a convex, allowing him to gain
Billy's
purchase.
face there.
Yeah.
He's
like,
saying,
that's a-
take it.
There's an episode I can't wait to see, though. I love watching the show. I like it. It's got a bit more cheerful these days, it seems.
It's more contemporary.
Which makes a lot of sense, because it did have that reputation of being... And it also seems to be a little sexier, you know, which I guess is one of the reasons why they got you two in. I've always been concerned, or not concerned, rather interested about this when I see actors performing. I can't help but think that if you're a male actor working with, and you're both very attractive women, feel free to return the compliment. If you're working with someone who's attractive and you have an intimate scene, a man's got to feel something. There's got to be a stirring. Have you noticed that? Has that ever happened?
I actually, before I did EastEnders, and I won't say who, I did a scene and he wore 2 pairs of pants because he knew what was going to happen.
Wow. And that was to prevent him from...
I was just disgusted, to be quite honest with you.
Hold
I was like,
it. So this was, you were doing a sexy scene with someone?
Yeah.
And he knew that he might get aroused, so he put a double layer on?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
But it must be weird when you're kissing people. I know you're professionals, but it still must be...
My fella's best friend, the guy that plays Jack, Ronnie and Jack, is Scott Maslin. He's one of my closest friends, as is his partner, Stella.
That is going to be strange.
That's very odd. We go on holiday together. Our kids are best friends. They're 4 weeks apart, their birthdays. They've grown up together. So when they told me that they'd cast Scott, it was a really... It's just very odd. It's much easier kissing a stranger than it is somebody that you know. So and also you're going into that realm that you just don't want to go into.
Yeah, wife swap in. Next thing you know, on holiday, he'll be lying by the pool. He'll go, any chance, do you want some cream rubbed in, Sam? Does that happen on the set? Does anyone sneak off for a quick knee tremor?
I heard loads of stuff in the paper recently.
I've heard.
I don't know.
Was talking about lots of shenanigans, and we were all putting bets on who it was because he said it was an unlikely couple. So the minute somebody says it's an unlikely,
I know who it is.
Pat Butcher and anyone. God bless her. God love her. All right, so you enjoy doing it, though. It's a fun thing to do.
Yep.
Let's talk now. You know this is coming, of course. You've both got a past in show business.
God,
yeah? You know you have.
My daughter loves me in the Eurovision, and I have nothing to apologise for.
And I love being a mechanic.
You were in Eurovision? I had no idea.
Oh, don't.
Oh, well, we'll say it now, then. Now you brought it up. Yeah, Sam...
I was 17.
Samantha, you say your name Janus, because obviously otherwise you've got teased at school, I'm sure.
I got that all the time.
You know about her brother, don't you?
When I did Grease with Shane Ritchie, on the billboard outside, the R fell off Ritchie. And Shane, of course, wanted to take the J off.
Of course he did, yeah. Shane Itchy and Sam Anus together at last. Itchy Anus. Of course he did. Of course he did. That's why he's the working class #1 hero. Sam Janus was in Eurovision for us. Where was this? Where did this take place this year?
I actually have nightmares about this. It's a bit
well,
like
let's
those
use
naked
this.
dreams.
This could be cathartic. This could be the last time you could exercise it from your past now, OK?
I had to walk on stage
and where were you?
singing about in Rome about starving children in a mini kind of dress with somebody had backcombed my hair and put makeup on me, and we'd done the sound check, and the fallback was completely kaput. There was no fallback.
Well, do you remember that year? Was it Gemini who sang? They were flat. And they said they couldn't hear anything.
Sometimes I don't know whether there was no fallback at all. So I've got a 75-piece orchestra there, and you know that you're going to be terrible. You know because you've done the sound check and you can't pitch and you walk on, and you just feel like a lamb to the slaughter.
Well, if it's any reassurance, you were terrible. But do you think? Let's get to your murky past. Yeah, come on.
Bye.
You what was the name of the girls' band you were in, Rita?
Girls at Play.
Girls at Play. There you go. There's no reason why a band with a name like that shouldn't survive. What was the what was the thinking behind the band? Because they had a way of dressing you all and sort of selling you to people.
It was like the Village People girls.
Right.
And I was a mechanic.
Young, sexy women in fancy dress. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for coming on the show. It was lovely to meet you both. I'm glad you're on EastEnders. They've lined it up completely, and also, you know, you feel like real people, so it's a double bonus. You know, they feel real, and they're making it a little bit more fun to watch, and certainly more glamorous place to visit. Thanks for coming on the show. Lovely to meet you both. Sam Janus and Rita Simons, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I don't know why Rita Coolidge came up. And then I said, I'm so sorry. I love it, Neil. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, lovely. Glamour. Shall we get my next guest out? Please welcome Ringo Starr, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, you look good.
Yeah. You know, I was listening to the girls and looking at that, and that was our big mistake being in the Beatles.
What was that?
well, we didn't have the mechanic or the cowgirl.
Exactly. You could have lasted at least
It
another
all
2
ended
years.
so
couldn't you?
soon.
Yeah. Although, looking at you on the roof there, you were wearing like a sou'wester or something. So there
I
was
was
a bit
wearing a Mac because it was raining.
I love the fact you were the only one who dressed sensibly for the roof.
Yeah.
You look great. It's lovely to have you back. You've just been back in Liverpool, of course.
I was at Liverpool for the weekend for the City of Culture.
Yeah, well, there you
great.
go. And that's an exciting thing to be happening for Liverpool, I would have thought.
Well, I think any city would be, you know, an exciting event as it was for Liverpool.
Yeah. What do you miss about Liverpool when you're not there? You live in LA now. Well, I didn't know that would get a laugh, but obviously this is going to be a great answer. Are there any things you miss about not being in Liverpool anymore?
No.
Surely the
No,
people...
I
the
love
sense of
Liverpool. I was a child. I grew up in Liverpool. You know, family members are in Liverpool, but... You know,
I love your honesty.
I had to tell the audience, it was so exciting over the weekend, I was that close to come back. But I had a great time, I did. I loved it up there over the weekend. It was exciting.
Of course, you guys are the most famous sons of Liverpool, and, you know, it must be a thrill for them to have you come back as well. How are people with you in there? I mean, do they go crazy still? Do
they
go
love
nuts?
me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they love me.
Yeah, of course they do.
Don't you love me?
Yeah. Everyone loves you, Ringo.
Thank you.
Did they name... Now, what happened? They named an airport after John, didn't they?
I know, and a carousel after me.
Yeah. Is there moves to do stuff? Have you got a statue anywhere or something?
No,
like
I
that?
got nothing.
Nothing?
I think the drawback of having anything like that is you have to die.
Yeah, well... no, I suppose it helps, doesn't it? It's like a commemorative
I know
thing.
we have streets and, you know, there's like Ringo Road and...
Yeah. Well, when you go back, how much of it has changed from the way you remember it? I mean, for example, your old neighbourbood, is that still pretty much the same or very
nothing
different?
like it. I didn't actually go there anyway, but... I was this close. Anyway, you know, I went to the school I went to, Dinglevale, now called Shorefield.
And does it look the same?
No.
No.
When I went, it was like 5 of us.
Yeah.
And now there's 1,000.
Yeah, really, yeah. Well, of course, that's the same all over.
Yeah, but they had this land next to it, which they call now Starfields after me, so I went to say hi.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
You work pretty hard, don't you? I mean, you still go after... You go out there with the band on a regular basis.
Yeah, I put an all-star band together at least every other year, and sometimes several years on the run.
But that's something, you know, I think most people can understand why, because you must enjoy it. But something
I do.
You don't need to do that, do you?
Well, that's what people say, but that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a musician, I'm a drummer, and I like to play with musicians.
Yeah. And you like being, I guess, in front of an audience doing it.
I
It's not the
love
same.
that.
Yeah. When you perform with the All-Star Band, is there a desire ever to go back to do old material, to do stuff that you either did with the Beatles or in your early solo
Well, no, I
albums?
do. I only do the songs I did.
Yeah.
You know, Yellow Sub and Little Help. I don't actually do Yesterday or Come
You
Together.
do Octopus's Garden?
I do occasionally.
Yeah. I like Octopus's Garden.
I know, so do the kids.
Yeah, it's a sweet film. Hey, I was watching earlier today, as part of my research, supposing, this shows you how great my life can be sometimes, I thought to prepare this show, I'd watch Help again, because it came out on DVD.
Oh, yeah, it came on DVD.
What a great film.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping you had as much fun making that as it is to watch.
Well, we had a lot of fun making it, but they had, like, a showing of it in LA, which I was just at. And it was really weird seeing it again. And the crazy bit for me was that when the scenes were happening, they were silent. Now, if you see any scene, you do the movie show.
Yeah.
Any scene's got music and effects going over it. And this was, well, John, what do you think? Okay, Ringo. And it's like, where's the music? I'm so used to them being filmed.
You're right, it isn't driven along in the same way. But even there, you can see the humour that you all had and the way you approached it. It shines through, and it seems very, even by today's standards, quite a modern feeling movie, apart from
Well, I think that's the same with the music. You know, it's still today, it sounds like now.
Yeah.
And the movie, too. And also, I think what helps was, you know, we were 4 good friends, so, you know, there was no real embarrassment.
Yeah, it's just so much fun to watch. I'm going to make my kids watch it, you know, because...
Are you going to force them?
Well, I am. But they enjoyed it. I made them watch Caveman with me, and they enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But some of your movie, your exploits weren't as successful, of course, some of the films you made.
Name one.
OK, Candy.
Candy, it was really good.
It was not.
I was great.
No, you weren't.
I was a Mexican gardener.
Yeah, you played a Mexican gardener. Of course you weren't any good. You're a drummer from Liverpool.
I'm an actor.
You couldn't do a Mexican gardener.
I couldn't.
No.
I I couldn't. But hey, I got to hang out with Richard Burton, Marlon Brando,
What an incredible cast.
Elizabeth Taylor.
And you know what? It's in a way, I'm saying it's not a great movie because it wasn't successful in its own terms, but it's a brilliant kind of time capsule. You look at it and it really sums up a certain madness in movies at the time. And you're right, that cast is incredible.
Yeah.
What was it like meeting Brando?
Brando was incredible. Incredible. And we became like friendly for the 2 weeks we were together.
Well, it's enough.
After that, he was just so great because he was Marlon. And, you know, we were having this lunch and he was coming to the lunch. And so I thought, oh, he's coming to the lunch because, you know, he's a hero of mine. And he came in and he did that Marlon stuff and he'd be like, he'd grab the spoon and look at the spoon and we'd all go, oh, he's looking at the spoon.
Because everything he does, he's a genius.
It was just so great. And he'd be hanging on doors. He was just like being Marlon. It was so great.
But everyone in the film, it's a very crazy film if you haven't seen it. They show it occasionally on TV. I think it was based on a novel, but was it Terry Southern?
Terry Southern was a good
who was
friend of
kind of a hip writer at the time, very much a stranger curio.
And why was I being like this hunchback Mexican? Yes, miss, yes.
You were a method
I don't
actor.
know.
You were trying to suck up some of Brando's brilliance.
I don't know.
But you know you've been in some very fine films as well, of course, not just the ones you made with the Beatles. I rewatched recently That'll Be the Day.
I was great.
You were great, and man, it's a great film. You were the best actor in it. I think you're better than David Essex in it.
Yeah, well,
you
against David.
Let us be nice about you. Don't keep telling us how great you are, for Christ's sake.
You're going to sit back and listen.
Relax, let it wash over you. Now, let me ask you about the new album, because it's very up-to-date. It's
What's
very
it called?
modern. It's called Liverpool 8.
Yeah.
What, you'd forgotten?
No,
Okay.
But I just like the title. So
Yeah, Liverpool 8. When I first
said
said it made me think, I wonder whether, you know, there were like 8 people who'd been wrongly arrested. You know, it's like Free the Liverpool 8. But it's a new album, and here's the exciting thing, which I'm getting my head around. One of the ways you can buy it, obviously Ringo's up to date with CDs and so on, but you can buy the album as a USB wristband.
Yeah.
Now, what's this? I've never ever seen this before.
Well, a friend of mine introduced me to that. He knew the people who made them, and we said, you know, for this record now, you can download me. I'm a ringtone, and I'm a USB band.
Yeah. So you can wear
buy
it.
that.
Also,
You just put it right in your computer, and you get the whole CD. You get a possibility of a couple of ringtones for your phone, and you get an EPK, like a visual electric press kit.
Who would have thought? But isn't it remarkable? You think about the changes we've seen. You know, it used to be you lugged a big bit of vinyl home, you had to look after it, and you didn't want to scratch it. And now you get a little thing, but you can lose them so easy. Of course, you got to be careful.
Okay.
Are you okay with this kind of? You're up to date with the
I
technology.
have a computer in 3 countries.
And you use it yourself?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't do email.
Why not?
Oh, because people keep emailing you.
Yeah. Well, that's the
And so I don't want to do that, and then you're answering them. So you spend your life just, you know, reading and answering. So I've decided, no, I don't do email.
Do you, you must have a mobile phone, I'm sure.
I have a mobile phone.
Do you ever text on it?
I don't.
Give me the number off the show. I'll text on the way out, just for a
No.
treat. What?
No.
Why not?
Because I never carry it.
Well, what's the point of having the whole point of mobile technology is you take it with you.
So I have to have.
What do you mean you might carry it?
Well, I might carry it.
Well, what decides when
Where
you get
am
up
I
in the morning?
going? I'm coming here. What do I want the phone for?
Well, what if someone wants to...
Oh, yeah, hi. Excuse me a minute. Yeah, who are you? I don't need it. I've got one. I carried very little, so.
OK. All right.
You're not going to text me or get me number. Well...
Are you up to date with the new slang terms and the new way of speaking? Because it was fab and gear in your day.
I'm still using man.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah. Peace and love, man.
Well, I noticed you and Paul you still flick the peace signs.
Well, no, because I am still trying to spread peace and love.
Well, that's how it's meant.
So that's how it's meant.
OK, it's not just behind someone's head in a photograph.
No, but that's usable.
Now, Ringo, you've had quite the life, of course.
I have.
What are the highs and lows looking back? I don't want you to be too... I know it's a big question, but what are the best things that you can really remember?
Well, I think, you know, I always go back that, you know, I'm a musician. That was one of my huge dreams when I was a teenager, 13. And, you know, I only wanted to play drums. And first of all, I made my own drums, and then I got drums. And I played with great musicians, and I only wanted to play with...
That's a man loving his instrument right there.
Yeah, baby.
That's a man.
So, you know, that dream is always unfolding, because that's what I do.
You know, an old photograph surfaced of you this week. Did you see this photograph of you outside a shop called Eric's in Liverpool?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Now, who's that with you there?
Well, that's Rory Storm.
So that's Rory Storm,
That's
and
Rory
you're
Storm,
the four
and,
Hurricanes.
And we're the Hurricanes. Look at that dress we have.
And then when is that? About 50? That must be 59.
No, that's about 59, 60, about 60.
I would have thought you had to have a certain confidence to wear a pink suit in 1959.
You know how useful those suits were? When we went to Germany to play Hamburg, they tried to make us all sleep in a really pit of a room backstage. And we said, we can't sleep there. We've got suits. So we all moved to the German Siemens mission and shared a room.
So you were a class act, therefore you needed
suits. It was like our big claim.
It must be. There could have been no way you knew that you'd have the career you had back then, I would have thought.
No, I mean, but this was a great band, and this guy on your far right, Johnny Guitar, he was like the first Jimi Hendrix in his way. He was just wacky.
Really good.
And so, yeah, I had a lot of good times with that band. And we went to play the American bases in France. We had to take a blonde girl with us, you know, because they don't want to look at us.
So you had a girl on stage.
Yeah, so we had to take a girl.
Just so I can.
Just sit there, dear. There we go.
I wonder where she is right now.
I don't know.
Yep. David Attenborough might know. She's probably in a cage somewhere.
She's
You could
probably
give us all that.
talking to the turtles.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah. But we loves what?
You know, look at him. He's always smiling. He's enjoying his life.
You know why, though? That's a fully content man. He's done only what he wants to do with his life.
Yeah.
Am I OK saying something like that? As bold a statement as that, Sir David?
Yeah, you're about right.
To an extent, so have you, Ringo.
Oh, yeah? I'm still doing it.
Yeah, well, that's a marvellous thing.
And when are you going to get to that point?
When-
You're too easy. I've been in Liverpool, you know what I mean? It's all 1-1-1.
Yeah. You've been to Liverpool, we think. Ringo.
What? What is it now? God's sake.
Ringo.
Get the band on.
Ringo.
Let's have some fun.
Shut up. Ringo. Give me your mobile number.
No.
I'll ask you differently. Ringo. Give me your mobile number.
No.
Wait. Ringo, if I give you mine, will you text me once?
No.
What do you mean, no? How could that possibly hurt you?
Hey, I don't like you.
It is.
Liverpool 8.
Yeah, there's the album. It's called Liverpool 8.
Show him the record, big guy.
Yeah, and it's available on USB wristband
it's
as well.
USB.
There you go.
And I'll personally come round to your home and play it for you.
Oh, you won't text me, but you go around there if they buy the CD. Ringo Starr, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you on the show again.
Thank you.
Mr. Ringo Starr, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ringo.